Can you hear me, Dr. Sadik?
Yeah, sure. I hear you, doctor. I hear you. I hear you.
Over to Ms. Mavish, please. Continue, madam.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon, everyone. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the second international webinar on artificial intelligence in higher education opportunities, challenges, and responsible integration organized by the Department of English, Linguistics and Literature, Riphah International University, Sahiwal. I am Mahbush Rana, lecturer in the Department of English, Linguistics and Literature at Riphah International University, Sahiwal campus. And I have the honor of serving as the moderator for today's session on behalf of our patron-in-chief, Dr. Siddhan Aslam, head of the Department of English, Linguistics and Literature, our faculty, and the organizing team. I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all our distinguished guests, respected faculty members, researchers, professionals, and students joining us from Pakistan and around the world. It is now my privilege to extend a very special welcome to our esteemed resource person, Professor Dr. Sadig Ezza. Professor Dr. Sadik Ezza is a distinguished, highly accomplished, internationally renowned, and inspiring scholar in the field of English language, linguistics, and translation. He is affiliated with the University of Khartoum, Sudan, and Majma'ah University, Saudi Arabia. Now, I would like to respectfully invite our patron-in-chief, Dr. Siddhan Aslam, head of the Department of English, Linguistics, and Literature, Riphah International University, Sahiwal, to formally welcome and introduce our distinguished resource person, Dr. Siddhan Aslam. Sir, the virtual floor is all yours.
Welcome, Dr. Sadik Ezza. Dr. Sadik Ezza is a professor of English at the University of Khartoum in Sudan and has also worked at Majma'ah University in Saudi Arabia. His work is centered on TEFL, academic writing, and the integration of technology in the classroom. He has taught and supervised postgraduate students in both Sudanese and Saudi institutions for about 25 years. He served as Dean of the University of Art, Head of the English Department, and Director of Translation Unit at University of Khartoum. Over to Dr. Sadik Ezza.
We are really thankful to him that he is among us for this international webinar.
Before we begin, we kindly request all participants to keep their microphones muted throughout the webinar to avoid any interruptions and ensure a smooth session. The final half an hour will be an open question and answer session. You may unmute when invited to ask a question, and please mute again afterward. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. Now, I would like to, invite Professor Dr. Sadik Ezza to proceed the presentation. Thank you. Sir, please.
Okay, thank you. I would like to start by supplicating with Prophet Moses. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. In English, oh my Lord, grant me reassurance, patience, and courage, and ease my task, and remove the impediment from my tongue so that they might understand my speech. Okay, so do you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. At the very beginning, I would like to thank you all, my colleagues at the Riphah International University, for inviting me to share ideas with colleagues at the university and across the globe on an issue that seems to concern all people in the academia, particularly. So for that reason, I hope that, and also I would like to thank you for the nice introduction. And I never thought I would be in a position to to talk to international audience following the civil war that struck my country 3 years ago. But you make it happen today, so I'm pleased that we are now meeting to discuss this important educational issue. The topic, of course, the title is Artificial Intelligence in Higher Education, Opportunities, Challenges, and Responsible Integration. My initial approach was to adopt the theory of discourse analysis and the theory of this critical discourse analysis in approaching this topic. So some people might wish to argue why these theories, particularly in handling this important issue. The answer is simple, because discourse is a place where people, institutions, and companies, of course, that produce AI tools negotiate power, influence, and ideology. And for that reason, as you see, the landscape now is full of applications, each claiming to be the most efficient one in handling educational issues. And for that reason, you have to be careful in dealing with their discourses. And of course, we have our own academic discourse in the field. And for that reasons, we need to approach this issue critically. And that one way we can do that is through the theory of discourse analysis and theory of critical discourse analysis. Now, there are about 6 objectives that this presentation is hoped to achieve. They cover the 6 objectives. They cover different aspects of the topic. Okay, do you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, so I saw that someone is talking to me. Now the first
please
objective.
take your mics off. I am requesting again to you all, please.
Okay. I forgot to warn you that I speak what you might call Sudanese English, so that some of you might find it hard to understand. But I'll do my best to make myself intelligible. The first objective, of course, about the pedagogical opportunities of this of AI. So this is to explore the opportunities for teaching and learning, personalized educational pathways. That is our first objective. And of course, most of us as academics, we use it in teaching and learning and research. So also in this presentation, we'll try to see how our personal attempts, together coupled with the policies that were imposed by the institutions, by national councils, in making this happen. The second objective is about faculty and student literacy. And of course, faculty and students are of different literacy levels in the use of AI tools. And so this, in this presentation, attempts to foster critical AI literacy. And it is important that the adjective critical here is central to the whole presentation, because it's about not to take these tools for granted, that okay, we use different tools for different purposes, but we should be careful all the time in dealing with these literacies. So approaching them critically means that we don't have to, you have to challenge these tools so that we make sure that we use them in a way that serves our educational purposes. The third objective is ethical and safety concerns, and he addressed ethical principles. Of course, it has related with a number of issues about authorship, about the ethics, about honesty in the use of these tools for different academic purposes. The fourth objective is transparent frameworks We develop clear policy frameworks. This is, of course, it centers on the policies that govern the use of AI tools, whether these policies are enacted by the universities or by national bodies. But anyway, people are not free to use AI tools to serve different purposes as they wish, because it's not about ourselves. It's not about the very classes that we teach, because this is something that affect the whole academic institution, maybe has some consequences on national level. So for that reason, we have to follow the policies that are enacted by whether by our academic institutions or by the governments. The fifth objective is about institutional risk mitigation. Here, recognize system-wide risk associated with unmonitored or ad hoc AI adoption, and it relates to the previous objective. It's not something that people are free to use to achieve their own objectives, because you are dealing with classes, we're dealing with faculties, maybe in the same department or across universities. So for that reason, we need to have a system that governs the use of these AI tools. And finally, we have the objective about the digital citizenship. We formulate a student-centered approach emphasizing human agency and academic responsibility. We hope that by the end of this, this presentation achieve these 6 objectives. Now, the first issue that I discuss here is the foundations of academic discourse. And of course, the issue is not about academic discourse in general. It is particularly about the AI academic discourse. But of course, any theory of discourse analysis or critical discourse analysis should relate to the original linguistic theory that was developed by discourse analysts. People like Fairclough, Van Dyke. And the idea is simple, that discourse is a process that faculty use to socialize. We socialize ourselves into the academic communities to which we belong. And we use discourse to socialize our students into the academic fields that they choose for their studies. Now, we socialize them by informing them about how knowledge is constructed, about how you get recognized by the discourse community to which you belong, and also because the language being used to negotiate these issues sometimes is consumed to be not quite neutral, because it reflects the ideas of the people who produce the ideas. And for that reason, to inculturate or to socialize newcomers into the discipline, we should tell them about the specific variety of the language used in that system, and how power is negotiated in that system, and how knowledge is produced in that place. And for that, so this is in general, particularly when it comes to AI discourse. As we all know, the AI tools are of different types. They are claimed to serve different purposes. For that reason, by approaching them critically, we examine their discourse to understand how they function and how they could be used to achieve the specific academic objectives. Because they are of different types, they are, the producers claim they can do different purposes. As academics, we need to be careful in dealing with these tools. So by approaching them critically, we try to, that is one way we inculturate ourselves into that, because into the academic into the academic purpose that they were assumed to achieve. Now, for the second point, epistemology and community glue. According to Sage Encyclopedia, discourse conveys community epistemology, shared objectives. Somehow this was a repetition of the same idea that I discussed in the first point. Its functions are the social, maintaining disciplinary identity, signal expertise through specialized language jargon. Of course, which is specific to the discipline itself. Now, this is a general idea of critical discourse analysis and discourse analysis that I assume, especially, I mean, most of us here know about these issues, at least as specialists in the field of linguistics. Now, we come to apply these same concepts to AI discourse. Understanding AI discourse. So the question that we have to answer here is, why do we need to understand AI discourse? That is a central question, that we need to understand AI discourse to achieve a number of purposes. Now, what we have here is that AI is simultaneously, it is a technology, it is a market commodity, it is a scientific frontier, and a cultural narrative. So it has too many aspects that we need to be aware of, because we are using these for not just for our own purposes, for teaching, for doing research. We are also, the way we use these tools affect learning among our students, and it also affects our colleagues when it comes to training. And for that is because this AI is not an item that is can simply be dealt with, as the definition here tells. It is on the one hand it's technology, on the second hand it is commodity, and the third hand. Now these different aspects are communicated to the academic community in different ways, because sometimes there is some maybe personal agenda, maybe some business agenda, maybe some political agenda. All these together are used in introducing these AI tools to us. And as I mentioned frequently, that the critical approach to these tools would help us also to understand their discourse of adultism, that helps us to use them in a rational way. So the idea of this answered the question of why do we need to understand AI discourse, because understanding that discourse would help us to deal with this, and to even not just to deal with them, but to use them for academic purposes in a rational way. So we have here 3 issues to discuss. The first one is language shapes reality. Framing directly influences teaching methodologies, assessment paradigms, and power structures. So all these are things that we need to understand to be able to use AI tools rationally. But beyond academic chatter, discourse determines how future generations learn, because these tools are used for learning, for producing, for knowledge production, and even for future, and for planning for our future careers. And for this reason also we need to understand the AI discourse to be able to use them for these specific purposes and for the future academic business career plans. Finally, we have critical survival skill. This understanding AI discourse enables educators to evaluate tools rather than passively accepting the market hype. And of course, as I mentioned, there could be some business agenda in the introduction of different AI tools. So by understanding the discourse of these, maybe the discourse associated with these tools, as proposed by the corporates that produce them, then we'll be able not just to accept the accompanying discourse, but when even to use these tools quite rationally. Okay, next we have power dynamics, equity, policy norms. Here we have 2 points. The first one is about the institutional norms and power, and the second is about digital equity and rhetoric. Here it explores the understanding of the authority that's responsible for setting the standards, use standards. The policy language is never neutral. That the first statement that the policies, why are they so described? That the policy language is never neutral. And of course, here the policy could be the one that is enacted by the academic institution, or the one that was produced by the corporates that produce these AI tools. They are never neutral. The question also, why are they not neutral? They are not neutral because they reflect their own understanding. And their objective is to impose this understanding on the end consumers, which is mostly the faculty and their students at academic institutions that are the sole consumers of AI tools that are used for educational purposes. So if we take these tools for granted, then we risk a number of academic values. We might definitely we risk these values because we did not, and we have not understood their discourse properly. So by understanding their discourse, we'll be careful in approaching the tools that they propose or they assume will handle the different academic issues that they claim to be serving us. So the language is actively constructs norms of trust, authority, and accountability between universities and students, framing AI as an autonomous agent dilutes institutional accountability regarding algorithmic bias and systematic inequalities. So all these are issues and values that are embodied in these AI tools. So by understanding this discourse, by understanding that this is not, the discourse is not neutral, we'll be in a position to use them rationally, while also considering a number of academic values relating to the ethics of the academia, and of course, in conducting or in conducting scientific research or in teaching different classes, we have our own ethics that we have to submit the discourse of these tools to these academic values, rather than understanding that the discourse produced by the enacted in the policies proposed by the corporates, by the academic institutions, to be taken for granted. Okay, as to for digital equity and rhetoric, institutions serving a broader socio-economically diverse student population must adopt inclusive explanatory rhetoric. Here, we have to understand that our students come from different social and academic backgrounds. Also, they do not have the same degree of access to AI tools, and thirdly, they have, this is even applied to faculty, that they have different AI literacy levels. Now, by understanding all these facts together, that helps us a lot in using AI tools in a way that could achieve equity, because we will be using these tools rationally in teaching, and that would help the students a lot in. So by understanding all these facts about our students, that would help us a lot in adopting a certain strategies that could facilitate facilitate for them, of course, and for us, how to deal, how to use, how to make use of the opportunities offered to us by these AI tools. Next, we have critique of technological solutionism. Again, two issues. The first one is solutionism trap. Solutionism is the flawed assumption that complex pedagogical social problems can be solved simply by adopting algorithmic tools and promissory hyperbolic claims of revolutionizing learning, mask critical limitations and risks. So this again, these statements based, they try to persuade us in the academia that the solution to all our academic problems is AI tools, regardless of the hidden agenda that could be that underpins the use of these AI tools. So this again invites us to use these tools critically, because of course there are rich of opportunities that could help us in different ways in solving our different academic, in handling different academic issues. But again, we have to be careful, because here, if you ask your colleagues in the department, they will tell you that they're happy with this application, they're not happy with that application for different reasons. So these reactions together, they tell us more about the hidden agenda that corporates have in introducing different tools for us. Now, in reading the literature, you will discover that certain tools are good for this purpose and other tools are good for that purpose, and we cannot make this conclusion unless we understand the discourse that underpins the use of these AI tools. So there is always the need that we acquaint ourselves with the discourse underlying these tools, so that we know them very well, so that we can use them for our to achieve our own purposes. Recentering human pedagogy, critical discourse analysis shifts institutional focus away from what AI can do toward human-centered pedagogy. This is from UNESCO. Guarantees that educational values drive technological adoption rather than technological dictating educational standards. This is okay. This is very important. This idea is very important, because if we take these tools for granted, we will accept the argument that they are the sole. We accept the arguments of advocating the solutionism trap, that the only solution to our educational problems is the application of these tools. Without these tools, we'll never be able to handle these issues. But if the counter argument is to assume that technology does not dictate solution. We use the technology to solve these educational problems. So by understanding the AI discourse, we are in a position to make this conclusion, that rather than that educational values drive technology adoption. So adoption of AI tools in education is something that is driven by educational values, rather than accepting the argument that technology dictates what is good for education. I understood that I have that my part lasts for 1.5 hours, while reserving 30 minutes for the question and answer. So I need to sometimes to skip some points to be able to commit myself to the time frame that was set by the organizers. Now, classroom policy disconnect. This also relates to the AI discourse. Here we have policy disconnect. Policies drafted without understanding classroom discourse risk becoming unenforceable, punitive, or obsolete before deployment. Okay, now here this point discusses the policies that govern the use of discourse, the use of AI tools by the students, because we use these AI tools to handle issues that could be problematic for our students. Now, if you do not understand the AI discourse properly, then we'll risk the idea that the very principle on which the educational purposes of AI tool, that is of providing personalized learning, which is based on the individual students' strengths, weaknesses, interest, learning style. Now, this could only be discussed. This could only be integrated into our teaching strategy if we understand the AI discourse properly. So, understanding the AI discourse helps us a lot in handling, in using the tools in providing or helping our students to learn in ways that are that could be more positive. Also, you have technological determinism refers to the narrative that AI arrival is inevitable and educators must passively adapt. So again, this relates to the idea of approaching the AI discourse critically. The idea, it confirms the idea of not to accept the statements or the arguments made by the advocates of these educational tools for granted. Reclaiming agency, educators must transition from passive consumers into critical decision makers who evaluate tools strictly and pedagogical value. Here, the idea of reclaiming the idea of agency here is simply used to refer to asserting the personal power, autonomy, and the ability of human beings, or faculty, of course, to make independent decisions that are independent of technology. So it relates to the very idea that we discussed in the previous slide, that technology does not state academic standards, and the use of technology, in fact, is something that we decide to serve our own educational values. So it's always in using AI tools, we should be prepared. We should also remember that our agency as human beings, as education, as people specialized in education, that use tools with educational purpose, that is of improving, of course, of performance and improving the performance of the students. But this could not happen if you don't understand this course. That is, if we do not pay attention to our own agency as human beings that have educational values, which can be achieved using educational AI tools. Now we have a quote here. To ignore AI discourse is to let others define your future for you. To ignore AI discourse is to let others define your future for you. To engage with it critically is to reclaim your agency. It is a difference between being a passenger on this technological rocket and being a member of the navigation crew. And of course, if we accept the discourses that were conveyed to us through the companies that produce AI tools, through the advocates of AI tools, then of course we'll accept the role of being just passenger in the rocket. But by sticking to our educational values, we will become part of the navigation crew. So of course, the argument is not to deny the role of AI in handling different educational issues. It's not to deny the role of the AI in the academia. The idea is that we need to approach these AI tools critically. Of course, they are useful, but they are useful only when they achieve our educational purposes. So we don't have to submit to them and then accept and take it for granted that they are the only solution. If we have them, then all our problems are resolved. Otherwise, we'll continue to suffer from these educational problems. I thought initially that maybe some people out there may be interested to make a short commentary on this statement, but if the organizers think it should be delayed at the end of the presentation, that would be okay. But at the beginning, I thought that some people might be interested in making some short comment on this statement. So what do you think? This quotation, in case someone is interested to make a contribution. Otherwise, we'll continue the presentation. Okay, so we continue. Okay, now the next point is a matrix of AI educational opportunities and risks. Now, the content of this table has been taken from research articles. Particularly, these phrases have been used from research articles in line with the theory that was developed by John Swales. And I guess some of you, people specialized in linguistics, they are aware of the contributions of late Professor John Swales of Michigan University, who developed a theory of creating a research space. One of the first element of that theory is establishing a topic, research topic, or what he called claiming centrality. This happens occurs by using strong statements to persuade the audience about the legitimacy of the topic you are about to introduce to them. Now, so the four columns, in fact, include short descriptive phrases that have been taken from research articles that appeared in the initial components of initial parts of the introduction to these research problems, these research introductions. They clearly state the place of AI tools in the academia, and of course, a part of our knowledge of the academic discourse of AI tools comes from research articles produced. It comes from books written about AI tools. Comes from our understanding of this course. Of course, comes from the manuals written by producers, from books written by advocates of AI tools, from research articles produced by some academics. What they write constitutes part of our understanding of this issue. So I have selected some statements that serve the same purpose that was proposed by Jonas Wells in his theory of creating research space, that they claim centrality by making strong statements about the role of AI tools. Some of them, most of them also are positive statements, but there are some negative statements. Now let's take the first column that they I mean the at the top row. These statements are classified according to categories. The first category is the paradigm shifts and system impact. Now, under this one, there are a number of descriptive phrases that are used in different research articles. Now, a seismic shift in educational paradigms, disruptive innovation across sectors, democratization, knowledge and feedback, unbundling of higher education models, or were statements that are used by researchers just to persuade their audience of the role that these AI tools can play in the academic life. So that is for the first category. For the second category is that you have statements reinforcing the idea that AI could help us with learning, enactment, and pedagogy. We have statements like hyper-personalized learning pathways, scaffolding high-order thinking, immediate iterative feedback loops, AI as a cognitive co-processor. Under cognitive skills and concerns, we have cognitive offloading. Here we have negative statements about of course, I mean, some researchers believe that AI tools, of course, could have negative effect on learning, on teaching, and of course on research. Cognitive offloading and over reliance, trophy of critical thinking skills, the illusion of competence, and the loss of epistemic agency. Now, I mean, it's interesting to just consider the third one, the illusion of competence. Now, here it's about sometimes students, maybe some faculties, they download material from AI and then attribute this to themselves. So this results in illusion, or they get published, of course, in top tier journals. Faculty get published in top tier journals. But here, and of course, they are classified by their colleagues as being able to publish in top tier journals. But the result is, of course, is the illusion of competence. The competence is not real because the stuff has been taken from AI without attributing the ideas to the source. The same applies to the last one, is a loss of epistemic agency. Here, as the human component is missing, because all the material, whether produced by the students or by faculty, they are not without, of course, attributing the material to the source, and the result is loss of epistemic agency. Okay, so next we have the last one is about academic integrity and vulnerabilities. Also, these are phrases appeared in some research articles. In introductions to these research articles, the crisis of authentic assessment and arms race generation versus detection, of course, and we hear as academics, as researchers, particularly the second statement, arms race generation. On the one hand, we have AI tools that generate content. On the other hand, we have developers of plagiarism checker. So sometimes we upload research articles we have written onto some applications in order to improve linguistically. Of course, there are tools, there are applications that claim they could help us with they can refine these our research articles. A research article that we have written ourselves. but we needed just to add more quality to them. So we consult these softwares for improvement. But what happens is that when we submit these articles to journals, and the journal editors, they apply the plagiarism check, they realize that they must have been, all the traces that were made by the software, things like Grammarly. Sometimes we improve our we think we could improve our articles by consulting applications like Grammarly, but as soon as we submit these articles to journals, they detect that we have used this application. There is content in this article that does not belong to us. So for that reason, here we have this battle between applications that generate knowledge and applications that detect plagiarism in this knowledge. So always sometimes we become victims of this war between these bodies. Okay, also we have algorithmic bias and linguistic hegemony. And of course, and I as I was preparing this presentation, I read a book. And the book is about the bias of databases, mostly against people of different types. But the one that the researcher discussed was the bias against women, particularly, that was highlighted in the book. And I just mentioned some examples here. The book was by Noble, 2018. She made very strong statement that artificial intelligence will become a major human issue in the future, because it makes some discrimination against some social groups, particularly women. Now, for example, she was criticizing the auto suggestions on Google search. Now, part of the examples that she proposed was about women. She starts a phrase like "women cannot," and then look for the auto suggestions. Now, women cannot. Now, the auto suggestions: women cannot drive, women cannot be bishops, women cannot be trusted. Now, the second one is about the second. That's the first. The second one is women should. That was the phrase she has written on Google search bar. Now, the auto suggestions: women should stay at home. Women should be in the kitchen. The last one is women need to be. Now, the auto suggestion is women need to know their place, and women need to be disciplined. So for these reasons, she concluded that maybe in the future that artificial intelligence will become a major human rights issues, because it discriminates against social groups, particularly women. Also, one of the things that one of the discriminations against black people, particularly, so that she initiated the statement by why black people are so. Now, the other suggestion: black people are so loud, so athletic, so lazy, so tall, so mean, and so rude. So there are these auto suggestions that were proposed by, of course, by Google search. So for this, the conclusion is that because Google is one of the, of course, of producers of AI tools, and for that reason, this is one of the issue that could be discussed under this phrase. As finally, we have pedagogical friction and policy ambiguity. So the idea that all these are strong statements that are used by researchers to establish, to claim centrality of the topic they discuss, according, of course, according to the theory of creating research based by Jonas Wells, and at the same time to show the impact and the opportunities that could be provided by AI tools in the academia. And of course, as individual faculty, we could choose to accept these statements, and we read, of course, we read these articles, and then finally we react to these articles either by writing reviews to these articles or writing whole research articles in response to the ideas. But generally, this is what researchers do. And research articles, of course, are one of the major source of our understanding of the academic of the educational discourse that underpins the use of AI in the academia. So these are just example of what research, because if you read articles, you read books, you come across strong statements like this, because the people are still we are all, of course, we are all impressed by the power of the AI tools in producing knowledge, in helping us with different issues, with different requests. I mean, they answer our requests they save time. They provide us with very rich opportunities, of knowledge opportunities, but of course at the same time, so now sometimes this could be reaction could be positive and could be negative. But most of the reactions are positive, and people are deeply impressed by the use of these AI tools. So for that reason, we have these strong statements, which serve as points for claiming centrality. Okay, now we come back to and we go forward, of course, not coming back. Here we have discipline-specific uses and rhetoric of AI tools. Here we come to have statements from specific. I mean, the one that we discussed in the previous table, generally, that the statements are used are adopted from research in different areas. But here we have specific discipline that will try to examine their reaction to the integration of AI tools in different academic activities: teaching, learning, assessment, and of course in research. Now I have selected four disciplines, and these are computer science, foreign languages, medicine, and law. Now look at the key rhetorical expression on the second column. Now in computer science, the example is describing AI tools, the impact of AI tools in the academy as fundamentally altering, of course, altering the way they do academic business in that area. Now, the interpretation is that AI changes core principles, automated code evaluation, shifts instruction from syntax memorization to high-level architecture. So it informs, I mean, the phrase informs about the deep impression that this researcher has about the impact of AI tools on the academy, or the opportunities that are given by AI tools to the academia. Now, a researcher from foreign languages used the phrase "established new frontiers." This creates entirely new spaces for immersive dialogue, offering instant low anxiety conversational practice. In medicine, they describe AI tools as capable of reshaping. Here framed as a major catalyst, diagnostic simulations and imaging tools accelerate clinical decision making. In law, the statement is transforming and accelerating. Here enhances performance, speed, and legal comprehension by automating case law research, search, and document review. So all these are positive impressions in different disciplines. And this is, I mean, it simply means we'll come to see that AI influences academia in different ways. And these expressions are simple examples of how, how academics receive this impact, how they conceive of it, how they describe it. So, of course, the approach is positive. They believe in the discourse. We all believe, of course, we all believe in the educational discourse of AI. We use it for different purposes. We use it in similar ways. But it's just here, these just examples, just to reinforce the same general description of the impact of academia on research writing in the previous table. So here we have just examples taken from specific disciplines to support that, to confirm that same idea. Redefining professional labor. We have two things to discuss: multifaceted field-specific impact. The very terminology across literature demonstrate that AI does not affect higher education in a uniform manner, and this is clearly indicated by the statements that we have taken from research articles from different fields, that each one is describing the way AI affect the field in different ways. And so, of course, generally it benefits, but the way it benefits differs from discipline to another. Influence ranges from mechanical process optimization to fundamental rethinking of how this is. This comes from the very example that we have taken from computer science, from foreign languages, from medicine, so this statement just simply describes the different impacts that AI have on these disciplines. Now, the verbs of automation and assistant. In research literature, AI is consistently paired with the verbs of automation and assistant. Automation and assistant, these are central to the intervention of AI into academia. This it highlights, the idea of assistance and automation highlights a very important fact, that AI tools do not replace professors, but rather they redefine the professorial labor. So they help us, they assist us, but they do not replace us. And this reminds of a fact that we mentioned at the beginning, that technology does not dictate educational values, but that educational values make use of technology to achieve these values. So the use of these the verbs relating to assistant derived from assistance and automation are simply they involve the acceptance of the clear fact that technology does not replace us. Technology helps us only in doing our jobs. Adaptive and personalized learning. Of course, this occurs as a result of the use of AI tools. They help students with the ability. They empower them to achieve what is called personalized learning. In traditional lecture formats necessarily operate at a median space, frequently leaving struggling students behind. This is a comparison between what we do in traditional classes and what we do with the help of AI tools and with technology. Now, usually of course we teach, we do our best to make to provide optimal chances for students to understand what we say. But finally, the idea is that, this is something that I once read in an article. Finally, the one who learns is the student. And this is confirmed by the fact that you take the horse to the river, but you cannot make it drink. These are statements that we hear in traditional classrooms, but this is not the same thing in a classroom that is mediated by technology. Because here the technology provide personalized learning by analyzing the performance of the students, cognitive load and error patterns. Now they have this the students are provided with a number of advantages. First, the first is that the AI tools analyze their performance in order to provide them with what is good for them to learn. Now, the second thing is that also AI tools provide what is called intelligent tutoring systems, and they deliver learning non-stop, 24 hours in 7 days. Every time you go online, you find, there is opportunity to learn. Also, these AI tools are non-judgmental, in the sense that non-judgmental, it means sometimes as teachers, sometimes we are judgmental about maybe about whole classes, about some students. We make critical comments about the performance of the students. We condemn, sometimes we even condemn the students. Here, all these, these tendencies render us judgmental of our students. But in AI tools, they have a friendly learning environment, so that they learn without being judged by the teacher. So also they find suitable scaffolding to learn. So here the old ideas of taking a horse to the river and making it but could not force it to drink, and believing in the idea that you provide the opportunities and it is the student who learns. Now these values are irrelevant to the classroom that is assisted by AI tools. Also, deliberate practice allows students to master foundational concepts before advancing. So, of course, here learning takes place step by step. You learn an issue, then you move forward to the next one. But in traditional classroom, you have to learn everything by hook or by crook, or otherwise you'll be left behind. Okay, we're still doing discipline-specific use of AI tools, and here we have pedagogical innovations by field. Again, we have computer science, humanities, language, medicine, and law. In computer science, instant diagnostic analysis of syntax errors and code logic, shifting focus to high-level system design. Humanities and languages, low anxiety, AI agents for immersive dialect practice, grammar correction, and nuanced social linguistic analysis. Medicine, virtual patient interactions, and diagnostic imaging tools that hone clinical reasoning in risk-free environments. And law, automating case law research and document review, enabling early focus on ethical evaluation and strategic argumentation. All of these, of course, are about the positive impact of AI on the academia. They help academia in different ways, and of course, these differences is the result of having different disciplines. So they generally help, but they help differently because the disciplines require different treatment. And the important issue is that we have a positive impact, we have a positive attitude toward these AI tools. Now we come to policies, institutional AI policies foundations. The policies are an important part of AI integration in the academia, and of course they are also they are one of the major sources of our understanding of the educational AI discourse. Because we have to, these policies should be, I mean, have to accept them, whether we accept that discourse or not. They represent the rules that govern the academia, whether they have come, of course, they occur at different levels. We have policies, AI policies on the national level, then policies at the institution, on the institutional level, and maybe sometimes policies at the departmental level. Because of course we need some departmental policies in order to deal with AI tools. Now, without these policies, there will be some kind of chaos in the academia, because we leave it for the faculty, for the students to use them as they wish, and this could sometimes violate the very principles and the very values that the institution advocate. So the idea of policy is very important in organizing, in regulating how institutions go about applying these AI tools. Now, ethical imperatives, we had this come from NATI 2025. Deploying AI in education raises critical questions regarding fairness, openness, and institutional responsibility. Clear ethical rules are required to ensure technology benefits all learners equitably without sacrificing academic rigor. So this is something that policies do. And just to repeat it, if this is left for the faculty to do, then in the same department you will find that different colleagues are using different tools for different course for doing the same course. Maybe colleagues teaching the same course in different sections using different tools. So there should always be policies to control the use of these tools, so that the departments, the faculties, the universities guarantee rational use of these education of these tools. Dual policy orientation. Effective policy frameworks must establish explicit guideline principles for both students and faculty staff, ensure institutional consistency while preserving room for discipline-specific institutional needs. So just confirm the very foundation, the very idea that we need to. It is about the need to regulate the use of AI. It is about the need to pay attention to the academic values of the institution while using AI, and this could only happen if we pay attention to the rules, to the policies that were set by the institution. And of course, this institution, of course, sometimes they are based on other policies that were set on a national level. So they come this way from national level to institutional level, and then to the department level. Because the last point about preserving the room for discipline-specific policies about this, that sometimes the policies, the university policies about the use of AI, surely they're not going to be used. All of them are not going to be useful to the department. So each department selects from these policies what serves its educational purposes. Now, the policies in general, they regulate teaching and learning. So they control what teachers and what instructors, what professors and students do with these AI tools. So for that reason, if you read the policies of your own university, you will discover that most of the statements in these policies tend to regulate what teachers, what teachers and students should do with these AI tools. Now we have we have these examples taken from NATI 2025. Here, these policy guidelines are set for students, and are based on principles. We have 5 principles that govern policies to be used in governing how students should deal with AI tools, or how students should use AI tools in learning. Now, principle number 1 is about orientation and social impact. Institutions must educate students on Gen AI applications and career impacts. Institutions must educate. Now, here it means it means a number of things, including that educating them means you need to train them. Of course, they can learn from their peers. They can, from their experience with the internet, they can learn how to use AI. But the official application that are adopted by the university should be used to train the students in how to use them. Because it's not always about the knowing to use them, but sometimes they are connected to the very objectives of the institution, the values of the institution. So training here, educating students, is not about just telling them how to use an application. It is about how to use the application to achieve the educational objectives of the institution. Principle number 2 is academic professional importance. Academic and professional importance ensure that students grasp the role of AI in academic success and modern careers, and this happens through training. Training, of course, again, that serves the objectives, the mission, and the vision of the institution. Principle number 3 is a constructive skill development. Explicitly teach responsible prompting, output verification, and domain integration. Here, of course, that sometimes we ask, from my experience, even in preparing this presentation, it's true that students need to be trained in how to communicate with AI tools, because prompting system asking questions, sometimes individual questions, could not most of the time leads to the output that you are after. So we need to train our students in how to have conversation with the whole conversation with AI tools, rather than just asking individual questions, because sometimes here they will get, of course, they will always get what they are looking for, but it will not be that beneficial. In order to benefit fully from these tools, we need to develop strategies to train our students in how to communicate with the AI tools. Because prompting in the traditional way of asking a question and getting an answer might not be helpful all the time. So that this requires for special training, so that we can make use of the best. We can make use of these tools. Principle number 4 is open dialogue and reflection. Host transparent discussions regarding AI strengths and cognitive limitations. Of course, this is a discussion that should be done with, a conversation here takes place, discussions takes place between the authorities, maybe on the department level, on the faculty level, on the university level, with the students about the strengths and the cognitive limitations of the tools. It's simply based on the idea that institutions do not take this principle for granted. For that reason, for some institutions, they make use of a number of tools to serve different purposes. Now, I was actually watching short videos on TikTok about the best AI tools, and apparently most of the videos associating AI tools with different purposes. So for writing, you use Google Gemini. For research, you use DeepSeek. For translation, you use ChatGPT. So each tool is good for a certain purpose. For that reason, in the policies, you state clearly that this tool is used for this purpose, and that students should use this tool to achieve that purpose, and so on and so forth. The last principle is literacy assessment. Evaluate student understanding of algorithmic systems and digital citizenship. It's about how the algorithm work in order to answer questions, in order to provide the relevant question to our answers. Also, digital citizenship. What takes to be a digital citizenship? This reminds us of an article that was written in the first decade of in the early 21st century, an article by that differentiate between students who are described as being digital natives and those of us who are described as digital immigrants. But I guess with the advent of AI tools, that kind of distinction is no longer relevant, because everyone, I mean, all people are equally using the AI tools. They have the same level of literacy in AI tools. And even most of the professors who, according to Brensky's classification, belong to digital immigrants, now they are more proficient in AI tools than their own students, because they even train the students in how to use these AI tools. And for that reason, I think people need to reconsider the academic discourse that was used to in the description of the users of the internet, that was at least appeared in the article published by Brensky in the early 21st century, that differentiate between the students as being digital natives and the faculty, most of whom were at that time described as being digital immigrants. Now, as for the principle, as for the general principles governing the policies that are written for the staff principles for ethical, of course, as I mentioned, that the policies governing the use of AI, these policies, of course, in principle, they regulate how we benefit from the opportunities that are offered by these tools. But of course, there are rules for the students, and of course, there are also rules for the faculty. Now, they cover 4 categories for the faculty. They academic integrity. They focus on academic integrity of faculty. Redesigning assessment to prevent unmonitored AI cheating while protecting scholarly honesty. Fairness and equity, ensuring AI systems treat all background groups equally and do not disadvantage non-native speakers. Data protection, safeguarding student data privacy, and strictly enforcing statutory and data handling. And finally, you have responsible guidance here, maintaining active oversight, institutional transparency, and human accountability for AI decisions. We need to move quickly because I guess according to the instructions of the organized, I'm left with 7 minutes. So yeah, I still have some slides to consider. Now, we have an example for the ethical use of AI tools in the academia, particularly for the students. When it comes to students, here this table illustrates the ethical and honesty principles that underpin the use of AI tools by the students, of course, with the help of their faculty. I mean, the teachers help the students to achieve this, and this happens on the basis of 3 tier levels. Okay, now tier number 1, in the use of AI and in integrating AI tools in teaching and learning. Now, on tier 1 level, This is described to be strictly human only. Now, AI restricted due to foundational assessment, goals, time in class, and things. Here at this stage, we need to assess the performance of the students. So for that reason, we don't need to use AI in doing this job. And student obligation, no AI tools are permitted at any stage of this. So at this level, at this tier, there is no. We're not allowed to use AI at this stage because we're just assessing the performance on the students so that we decide what to include and what to exclude in our course material, for example. And so at this assessment level, there is no need to integrate AI tool. Now in tier 2, here AI is used as an assistant. Permitted for background tasks, you use AI to help you with help us with brainstorming, with outlining, with proofreading, with code debugging. Now, student obligation, submitted text must be human authored, AI role disclosed. Here, you don't need to mention that in order to generate ideas for this task, I consulted DeepSeek or I consulted Google Gemini. Here at this stage, you're not required to refer to these tools because simply because they help you with ideas. Tier 3, AI as a co-creator. Active integration here, drafting a text for analysis, dataset generation, AI versus human. Contrast here, full usage, disclosure statement, complete process trail. But here we have to disclose the use of AI, because here AI was not just an assistant. It was, I mean, it's as if it's a co-author. If we author an article with the help of with some application, then we have to document it. We have to refer to what has happened. Now, in the next slide, we'll see how that happens. Tier 4 AI-driven project. AI is a primary subject or mechanism, prompt engineering, system fine-tuning. Here, full submission of prompts, system outputs, and critical. But here, you even include the prompts that you made when requesting a piece of information from the tool. It's not enough just to just to refer to the application that you use in doing the task. In tier 4, you should even include the prompt that you use for generating the ideas. Now here, particularly, this is done this way. Required AI usage declaration. This is mandatory declaration format. This is okay. The institutions could have their own format, but this is generally what some researchers and institutions do. Tools used name specific platforms, e.g. ChatGPT, 40, Claude 3.5, Copilot. Application stage, specify phase, topic, refinement, drafting, grammar, debugging. Nature of assistance, provided a brief 2 to 3 sentence description of the prompts used in editing and perform. Now I remember that the book by Nati that I read for this presentation, of course he declared at the acknowledgement section that he used artificial intelligence for producing whole sections of the book. So it's not true that people are not allowed to use AI. They can use AI, but you have to acknowledge that. Yeah, you have to acknowledge the use of AI tool. You have to refer to these sources using specific format, and this is one of the format being used in that photo. Now, we have human verification statement. Also, it's not enough just to make this mandatory declaration format. You have to add also, I verify that I have double-checked all AI-generated facts, citations, and logic of accuracy, and I accept full accountability for the submitted content. This is a statement you have to that researchers should users of AI stuff should include. This reinforces that AI assistance does not lessen personal academic responsibility. Type. Now, staff ethical governance directives. These are the policies that are written to regulate the role of the faculty in the integration of AI in teaching, learning, and research. And they cover four areas. These are professional training, in clear communication, accountability, augment, do not replace, bias, equity, review, ethical boards, and I guess we have to. And finally, we have five key challenges that remain to be thought about by researchers, by faculty, by academia in general. The challenges include academic integration, the academic integrity, text generators, blur authorship, AI detection software remains unreliable, especially for multilingual writers. Algorithmic bias, equity, models trained on dominant culture, datasets risk marginalizing non-native and monetary voices. 3, data privacy and governance, cloud-hosted commercial AI platforms pose serious data residency and consent risks. 4th, cognitive over-reliance, habitual delegation of drafting or analysis degrades critical thinking, creates an illusion of competence. Faculty readiness gap, fewer than 10% of universities maintain formal guidance. I'm not sure whether this is true, but of course, but because guidance policies are important for the official integration of AI tools into academia requires the presence of these regulations, because this is an important procedure that the university can oversight how faculty. It should not be left in the hands of the faculty and students. So for that reason, the policy is important. But I'm not quite sure about the percentage that 10% of the institutions across the globe have policies governing the use or regulating the use of AI tools. Now, to conclude, this presentation was an attempt to examine the use of AI, the opportunities provided by AI, the challenges by the use of AI, and of course, I tried to read this the issues discussed this with really the discourse, the AI discourse. Because AI discourse, as I mentioned at the beginning, is central. We need to understand the area in order to be able to make rational decisions about the application of AI tools in the academia. So because the language used in communicating the values or the power of AI tools is not always neutral, because it expresses the interest of the producers, because we are just consumers we are nothing more than consumers of these tools. For that reason, sometimes, as we have seen from the research, from the phrases taken from research articles, strong statements are used to persuade the audience of the power of these AI tools in enhancing teaching, learning, and research. Now, we can choose to take these statements for granted, but it's always better to properly to understand this discourse properly, so that we make rational decisions about whether to accept these statements or not. At the end, also again, I would like to thank you all for attending this webinar, and I would like once more to thank the organizing committee headed by Dr. Aslam and Mrs. Rana for providing me with this golden opportunity to exchange ideas with my colleagues in Pakistan and across the globe. Okay, thank you, Dr. Salam. Thank you. Okay, I guess the platform.
Yes,
Yes, you control questions. You distribute chances for question and answers.
yes.
Yeah.
Now the question answer session is going to start. You can ask your question one by one. It is humbly requested to all of you, please don't forget to mute your mics again after having your question. Now, please ask your question one by one from our
There's one raised hand, but there are.
Dr. Sadig Ezza.
Please, you can open the microphone. The microphone
Yes,
is.
please.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
We are
might
giving
be
access
speaking.
to your mics. Yes.
Use the mic, please. You cannot be heard. Okay, Doctor. There's still the raised hands,
Okay.
but they're not using the mics, unfortunately.
Do you have the access of your mics?
They don't.
Okay, let me check, sir.
Please have access to your mics, please, in order to be heard, because you cannot. You speak, but you're high.
सर ये अनम्यूट करें जरा.
Hello.
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 Walaikum assalam.
This is Khalid Mahmood, PhD English Linguistics scholar from University of Management and Technology, Lahore, Pakistan. First of all, congratulations and appreciation for the Riphah International University Sahiwal campus and a wonderful speaker for an elaborated and detailed presentation on the AI in the higher education. I will add some points. First of all, there is a threat that AI is going to replace the humans, and definitely it is replacing in some areas of life. But if we want to secure the human from delving into the AI flood, then I think there should be global protocols for those who are developing AI tools. That AI tools should be capped at 20% level of the human level, so that the rest of the 80% should remain with the humans to develop their own ideas, their critical thinking, and their own language. That can be a way out. What do you think? Is it viable that there should be global policy for not developing any AI tool which can have human level intelligence at the level of 20%?
Okay, well, I think that now we cannot live without AI, of course. We need to use it. But I agree with you that the enactment of policies will regulate how we use it. But setting percentage as 20 versus 80%, that is something we cannot guarantee, even if we state it. But at practical level, I don't think people will commit themselves to that percentage. Because now we make use of AI in all aspects of our life, and particularly in academia. And now even, I mean, and in Saudi Arabia particularly, it's now part of they have deanship for e-learning now. Artificial intelligence has become part of the deanship of e-learning. So it has become a compulsory component of the academic process in the university, and this is true for all universities, for Saudi universities, and I guess they are together with the other Asian universities. They are developing. I expect they have some kind of connection with other universities, because I was recently I've been translating documents with a company here in Riyadh about e-government, and I understood that there is a connection between the Saudi Arabia and other countries in the region. Together they develop projects on the use of AI, and I think coordination already taking place between Asian in what we call Asian model of artificial intelligence. So for that reason, I guess the idea of developing policies, global policies, is underway, because here now at least it's occurring at the regional level. But I guess that would help a lot in rationalizing the use of AI tools in the academia. But I'm not sure about the percentage, whether people accept the 20% or not. Thank you. There are raised hands.
Professor Dr. Sadig Ezza, can you please adjust your camera settings, as we want to click some your pictures?
Well, I could not see my
pictures. Yes,
well,
can you please adjust your camera settings? Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. It's fine now. Yeah. Yes, sir,
okay.
It's fine. It's Dr. Radhika Ras, proceed with your question.
There are raised hands, but they don't have access to their mics.
Hello, sir.
They have the access.
Okay, yes, now they use it. Yeah.
Hello. This
Hello.
is me, Memuna Ali.
Okay,
I'm from Pakistan and I am pursuing my artificial intelligence degree in Riphah International University. So my question to ask is, what are the most important skills that today's university students should learn to remain competitive in future job market?
Okay, I guess this depends on the specific objectives of the specific institutions. Of course, AI literacy is a universal skill that is now, and also technology is one of the skills, 21st century skills that is required by the market. So generally, it is what is now in Saudi universities. Students are required to attend a number of training courses that once they were offered after graduation, but they are now part of their BA training. Say they acquire market skills. They acquire skills that are required by the market, by the job labor market. So generally, you can talk about 21st century skills, but specifically that depends on the national policies that universities use in order to prepare their graduates for. Of course, now they are trained in courses, training courses that are offered by universities with international standing that will prepare them for different jobs, in specialized jobs, or some general jobs. But this is that, as I told you, it depends on what the institution intends to do with its graduates. But generally, we can say that AI literacy is required, technology is required, but the other 21st century skills are also required. But of course, there could be some other skills that the universities develop in train their students in order to be able to compete in in the labor market. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Maimuna. Thank you, Mr. Maimuna.
Dr. Radhika Razmi, now you can ask your question, please.
Raise hands, no access to mic.
Okay,
My name is
anyone?
Muhammad Hamzam.
Okay, Abdurrahim, Abdurrahman, تفضل Abdurrahman.
My name is Muhammad Hamzam Nir. First of all, I'm very thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. I am from Pakistan, Riphah International University, Sahiwal. My question is, what is the roadmap as an AI student to follow skills in AI field?
Well, I guess the only roadmap we have is the policy that is set by the institution. The policy that govern what to use and for what purpose. Without this policy, we cannot talk about roadmap. So we need to have policies set by the institutions on the university level, on the faculty level, on the department level, in order to be able to make use of these tools rationally. Otherwise, there is no way we can talk about roadmaps. This is what I see. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. My name is Abdurrahman Khan, and I am the student of BS AI student at Riphah International University. Thank you for organizing this informative webinar. My question is, what is the risk of relying too much on AI education? Thank you.
Why the voice is very low? I could not hear the question properly. Could
Sir,
you repeat it, please?
Sir, my question is, what are the risks of relying too much on AI in education?
What are?
Sir, reliance,
What
too
are
much
the-
reliance of a student on AI. That is the question.
Okay, over reliance. That's right. Okay, yeah, over reliance. Well, I guess for that, I read policies of some universities, and I read. I mean, the book I have just told you about by Nati. He was talking about the use of AI tools in British higher education institutions, and up to now, he's talking about just plagiarism detectors. Now, the only solution to this is plagiarism detectors, and of course about the discussion that takes place between the students and the university about the rational use of these tools. So for the time being, it's still something that could take place at the level of part of the enculturation process of the institution is to train the students in a rational use of AI tools. And of course, they resort to the use of plagiarism detectors in order to one way to inform the students about the dangers of plagiarism.
Thank you, Professor. I would like to request Dr. Radhika Ramesh. So she would like to ask a question. Dr. Radhika Ramesh, can you please hear me? You can put your question now. Hello, Dr. Radhika Ramesh. Please unmute yourself and ask question.
I think so. Only anyone, you can ask questions from our resource person. Anyone, please? You may ask questions from our resource persons.
Assalamu alaikum. It's
Walaikum salam wa
Razi.
barakatuh.
I want to ask a question that is often considered very much important. That how can AI genuinely foster higher order thinking skills? I mean, our students are losing this gradually, and they are having more reliance on AI. With just one click, they can get higher order thinking skills, skilled answers. How can we prevent this in our classrooms?
Well, in my opinion, the only way we can do this is through a proper enculturation. That is, we need to understand. I mean, our understanding of the educational discourse of AI tools would help us in different ways in persuading our students and, of course, ourselves to use AI proper in a rational way. Now, without this enculturation, I mean, it's not just students; it's even faculty will keep using AI in ways that could not be described to be rational. Also, through the enactment of clear-cut policies that exactly tell departments what to do with AI tools. Also, training the students in the use of AI tools. It's not just about how to, the rational use of these AI tools, but it's also about to use them in order to develop ourselves intellectually, and of course that would help us in significantly in dealing with the issues relating to high order skills, thinking skills. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Professor. I would like the rest of the participants to turn on their camera for a selfie. So all those who would like to have a selfie, so they can turn on their camera. And I would like to request to Dr. Shafkat to provide a glimpse of global participants. Over to Dr. Shafkat. Dr. Shafkat, can you please provide a glimpse of international participants? And rest of the people who would like to, who are comfortable to turn on their camera, they can turn on their cameras and they can have a selfie for this. Over to Dr. Shafkat, please.
Thank you very much, sir. In order to appreciate and acknowledge the participants from Pakistan and other countries, I'm going to mention some of the universities from where the participants joined us today. From Pakistan, we had participants from University of Punjab, Lahore, Abdul Ghafoor Niazi University, Sirgoda, the University of Faisalabad, Riphah International University, Faisalabad, Mukabbir University, Gujarat, Government College University, Faisalabad, Islamic International University, Islamabad, Namal Islamabad, Namal Quetta Campus, Namal Multan. We also had participants from Government Graduate College, Talagang, Pakistan, Shah Abdul Latif University, Khairpur. Apart from that, we had participants from University of Sindh. We also had participants from University of Okada. We also had the participant from some of the colleges from Nawab Shah Sindh. There was a participant from Agriculture University, Faisalabad, Farman Christian College, Lahore, University of Southern Punjab, Multan, University of Central Punjab, Lahore and Faisalabad, ComSets Bihari and ComSets Islamabad, University of Sahiwal, NED University Karachi, UMT Lahore and UMT Sialkot, Lahore College for Women University, University of Okada, Lahore Leeds University, Johar Institute of Professional Studies, Lahore, University of Lorelei. The names that I have just mentioned, they represent that the participants from all over the Pakistan joined us today. There were participants from KPK, as there was one of the participants who joined us from Shaukat
Prof, can you
Khanum
share
Memorial
the slides?
Hospital.
Just now you shared the AI.
And there were also participants from Sindh and Balochistan as well as Punjab.
Can you hear
Now I'm
me?
going to mention some of the notable participants from Pakistan and from other countries. From Pakistan, we had Dr. Ahmad Ali Anjum from Riphah International University, Sahiwal. He is the head of the Department of Urdu. And we had Dr. Munib Jafar from Tufts University. He is assistant professor over there. Sayyid Khalil Ahmad, he is HOD Management Sciences, University of Lorelei. And Dr. Misbah Noor, she is lecturer in Higher Education Department, Pakistan. Dr. Mariam Zafar, she is, Dr. Mariam Zafar, she is head of department, Tufts University. Aksa Saman from Tufts University. Ambrina Rasool from Tufts University, she is also assistant professor. Naman Tahir, he joined us from Johar Institute of Professional Studies. And from Dr. Shahnawaz from University of Mianwali. From international participants, we had Dr. Radhika. She joined us from City University, Petaling Jaya, Malaysia. And we also had Halim Farog Abdul Rahim El Haq. And the institutional affiliation was University of Khartoum. And apart from that, we had Muawiyah Gele. She is assistant professor of ELT and applied linguistics at El Imam Al Had College, Sudan. And we also had some participants from Saudi Arabia and Kenya, but they did not provide us the exact information about their institutional affiliation, so I'm unable to mention them. I apologize from the participant whom I couldn't mention because there were so many, and I may forget some of the names. However, we are really grateful for all the participants who joined us today and made this webinar successful. Thank you very much once again on the behalf of Department of Applied Linguistics and Literature, Riphah International University, Sahiwal.
Once again, I would like to thank Dr. Sadig Ezza, who is a professor of English at University of Khartoum in Sudan, that he has spared time for us and he made this international webinar possible. Once again, sir, thank you from the management of Riphah International University, Sahiwal, and from the Department of English, Linguistics and Literature, Sahiwal, and from students, from all the audience, from all the attendees. It was really a great honor for us to learn from you, sir.
As we come to the end of today's webinar, on behalf of the Department of English, Linguistics and Literature, Riphah International University, Sahiwal, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dr. Sadig Ezza for sparing his valuable time to deliver such an insightful and inspiring webinar. Sir, your expertise, thought-provoking ideas, and engaging presentation on artificial in higher education, opportunities, challenges, and responsible integration have greatly enriched our knowledge and inspired both faculty and students. We sincerely appreciate your willingness to share your vast experience and valuable insights despite your busy schedule. Your contribution has made this webinar a memorable and meaningful learning experience for all participants. Thank you once again for your precious time, dedication, and invaluable support. We look forward to future opportunities to learn from your experience. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our patron-in-chief, Dr. Sibtain Aslam, for his continuous guidance and support in making this webinar a success. My appreciation also goes to all the respected faculty members, participants, researchers, professionals, and students university name, but you all are appreciated to participate with us. Your active participation made this event truly meaningful. Once again, thank you all for your valuable time and participation. We look forward to welcoming you to the future academic events. Stay safe and inspired and keep learning. Thank you. Okay, sir. It's if you want to say something, we are now just going to conclude our session now. Professor Dr. Sadig Ezza. Am I audible to you, sir?